All right, guys. So, I really had the intentions of getting this posted last night, but if you learn nothing about me during this 12-week challenge, you will learn that I am a complete hot mess most of the time. And life got in the way, and by the time I got off work last night, it was really late, and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to bed. I'll do it in the morning. So here I am. So, we are going to talk about the first thing that we need to know from an art journaling standpoint, and that is some of the tools that we need to get started. And it's really simple. We don't need a ton of stuff. We just need the basics. You can go as elaborate as you want, of course, but there's no reason to have a whole bunch of like art supplies that you're not going to use. So there's no sense in spending a ton of money. So what I want to show you is you first are going to need an art journal. This is mine. It's very simple. I think I paid $8 on Amazon for it. It had a bright blue cover originally, and I did the cover myself, so I couldn't tell you the brand because it's not anywhere in the journal anywhere, and I covered it up. So, but Nancy, it's the same as yours. So if you do have that and it's not covered and you can put the brand in the comments, that would be helpful to us because I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, it's a mixed media art journal. That's all you need. It can be any brand. No need to spend a whole lot of money on it. So, and it's just going to be, for you to do your journaling in. Okay, so you need your journal. You're going to need some pens. These are my art journaling pens. They are Stabilo brand, I think. I have the 25 pack, but they make it in the 8 pack, and it's really not expensive at all. Here, let's see, maybe you can see this Stabilo. Okay, that's the brand I use, but you can use any brand you want. You can use Crayola markers if you want. It doesn't, get them at Dollar Tree. So you just need something with color. And then obviously you're going to need, just some basic paint brushes. I use my fingers a lot. I don't always use brushes. But you'll need some basic paint brushes, and you will need to have some acrylic paints. So, and those little jars that you get from Walmart are just fine. I buy, big jars of paint because I use them in a lot of different stuff. But for art journaling purposes, the smaller little jars that you get at like Walmart or Target or Hobby Lobby that are like $3 a color or something like that. Pick you some colors that you like, and then you can add to those as you go. But I'm not going to tell you like you have to use these colors for this page or anything like that. This is just a guided challenge as we learn to art journal. One of the great things about art journaling that I absolutely love is that it's a way to really just express yourself when you're frustrated or stressed, or you just need to get things out of your head so that you can move on with your day. So I generally do 1 page a week, and I work on it all week. And so that's what we're going to do in this challenge. I'm going to start out with videos of like my topic and what we're going to do from a background standpoint, and then maybe the next day we might do some of the images that we're going to put on there, and maybe the next day we'll do some embellishments, and then we may do our journaling after that. So it's just kind of a process. You're going to figure out what your process is and what makes it easiest for you to journal. So my way is not the only way. So I think that it's really important that you understand that art journaling is your thing. But it can be very healing and very soothing and very therapeutic, and I wish everybody would do it because you don't have to be creative. You don't have to have a lot of art talent. You just can be you. So, and all my pages, some of my pages are upside down because I accidentally did them upside down in my journal. Some of my pages are really, in my opinion, not very good. But it doesn't matter. It's not about the talent or what you do on the page. It's about getting that expressive part of you to open up and release some of those things that you need to get out. So our first topic for this week, what we're going to be doing is the lies in our head. And I think that that's a great way to start because we can't really move forward into what we want to do until we've actually looked and become aware of the things that tend to stop us in life. And a lot of those things are lies that we tell ourselves in our head, and things that are not necessarily accurate, but we believe those lies because, you know, the devil is a liar, and he puts those things in your ear all the time, and we tend to fall prey to believing some of the things about ourselves that aren't necessarily true. So what I want you to start with for today is I just want you to get a piece of paper out, and I want you just to write down all of those voices and lies that you hear in your head about yourself that you either believe or you know that are not true, that you tend to fall prey to. I know some of mine are I'm not good enough, I'm totally unorganized and will never be organized, which is not the case, although behind me, if you look at all my art supplies, you would totally not think that, but I do know where everything is. And so I'm too fat, I'm not smart enough, I'm, for lack of a better term, I'm harsh. You know, I tend to be really harsh on people sometimes, and the truth is that I'm not really harsh. I love the people that I talk to and that I'm honest with, but I'm an honest and open person, and when somebody comes and speaks to me, I'm going to be honest and open with them. And I think that sometimes that comes across as being harsh, and so that lie in my head is like, you know, the enemy going, you can't do this, you can't, you know, you don't need to tell them that. But the reality is that somebody has to, and sometimes, you know, my gift of prophecy, which is speaking the truth, that's one of my spiritual gifts, and so it is innately in me to speak the truth to people. And I think too that I have a lot of people who tell me that's one of the things that they value most about me, is they know I'm going to tell them the truth. So so that lie that I'm harsh or I'm a bitch or however you want to term it is really not true. So I think that these lies that we get in our head oftentimes will hinder us from being ourselves and being authentic. And so I want you guys to really think about that today. Write as many of them down. Don't worry about putting them in order, doing them on a page just yet. All I want you to do is to sit down and write out all of the lies that you hear and tell yourself every day in your head. And then once we do that, we're going to sit down and we're going to do a journal page on that is going to kind of get some of that out of us, so that we can kind of move forward and decide on exactly, you know, how we want to move through this process of discovering who we are and healing from some of the things that possibly have been affecting us mentally from our past, and also some of the dreams that we have for our future. So I'm looking forward to the 12 weeks. I think it's going to be really fun. I hope you guys will share your work, but don't feel like you have to. Art journaling is a very personal experience, and so I'm not going to be offended if you don't want to share, but if you do, it will simply just encourage the rest of us to continue to work on what we're working on as well. So I want you guys to have an amazing Tuesday. Sorry I got the video out late, but as I said, you're going to find out I'm a hot mess, and so there's probably going to be many times that the video is going to come out late. So I apologize, but I love you guys for sticking with me and for forgiving me for my tardiness. And I will see you guys either this evening. I will post the first video for our actual journaling part, like the actual start of working in our journals, or I will get it done, I will get it posted first thing in the morning, depending on what kind of time I have when I get in from work tonight. This week is kind of crazy because I've got a camp that I'm doing at the gym, so I'm there later than normal. So, but after this week, hopefully things will kind of get on track. So it's going to be as much of a challenge for me to get everything out to you guys as it is for you guys to step out of your box and start journaling. So it'll be fun for all of us. Love you guys. Comment below if you have questions, if you need anything from me, or if you even have like topic ideas that you want me to cover during this challenge. I would love to hear from you. Get your lies written out on a page, piece of paper, so that we can start that in the next video. All right, you guys have a great Tuesday.